everybody, welcome back to Skyway Classics YouTube channel. We're now going for a ride our 1972 Chevy Camaro hardtop. Of course, you know the second generation of the Camaro is just as lovely as all the rest, but even so, people liking this particular body style just because of the way of its form, offering a lot more room than the first generation, a little bit more comfort than the first generation, but of course definitely gets to the eye of all the customers and drivers, of course. But going to the one we have here featuring a beautiful angel sky white exterior. As you can see, it does have the black super sport style stripes coming from the front to the back, as well as moving it up a little bit. You will see it does have a black vinyl top to really give it that classic look. A lot of vehicles nowadays don't even know what a vinyl top is. Most of them are so used to soft tops and hard tops they wouldn't even know the difference. But of course, looking at it, it does ride on the average aftermarket style American racing torque wheels. Of course, you can see they actually fit the profile of the vehicle, seeing as I just turned there and it did not rub, but actually handled pretty good. Skinny but stable tires, of course. One single mirror on the driver's side, which was really all you really needed during the time. Spoiler in the back, and of course it has the split bumper grille, which is a very desirable option for the Z28s, especially from 1970 to 73, which was the particular body style before they went for a more skinny end, as you see in all these Stranger Things or newer style Camaros. But of course, as we move on to the inside, you will see that it is an automatic on the floor horseshoe shifter. You may be wondering where the indicator is, and of course, fun fact for you Camaro lovers, it was never actually in the console, but was in the actual cluster. As you can see, as soon as I'm done making this turn here, you will see that the indicator is placed right in the middle and is actually working as it should. But of course, as we look at the cluster, you will see that it has just lights instead of actual needle gauges, but you have your speedometer and gas gauge, which is really all you ever really needed, as well as a later model Chevrolet wheel. I particularly like these wheels just because it's different. Unlike a lot of these three-spoke wheels, wooden wheels, black wheels you see on a lot of our vehicles, it's nice to see something a little bit different. But even so, you will see that it has an aftermarket tune-knob radio with cassette. You have the checkered style bucket seats, and what I was referring to earlier is when I said that the later generation Camaros offered a lot more room in their interiors, especially. You can feel the cushion, how nice it really is compared to the earlier generations, where if you had a standardized Camaro, you really didn't get to enjoy the comfort of the seats. But even so, you will see the back seat offers the same. Even so, you will see that it does have these shoulder belts for the better safety options, unlike the first gens. But even so, you have your control, your mirrors, window cranks, all the fun little things you can get. And even so, right now where I stopped to an idle, you can hear how steady the idle actually is. And of course, that's a good thing to see, especially in these older cars, which even so, as we do move to the engine bay, you will see that it provides a 350 small block motor, painted the correct Chevy orange, of course, aftermarket valve covers, aftermarket air cleaner. You will see that it does a factory AC setup. Of course, you will see there is no belt on the actual compressor, but that's probably just because they wanted to disconnect it. Of course, a lot of times when I add AC to a vehicle, it usually decreases the horsepower of the car, but even so, it's handling pretty good right now. In fact, we'll open it up just a little bit for you. You can hear her purring like a champ from a dual exhaust underneath. Does have stock manifolds, so of course it's easy to work on for spark plugs and still provides a good sound out the back. Even so, with all those options, you still have the 10-bolt rear end, you still have a subframe, so of course if you want to add more power, maybe a little bit more stability for the aftermarket style, what are they, subframe connectors, that is what it is. Excuse me for not knowing that offhand, but of course it's always nice to have some extra safety. Even so, you will see that it has the power brakes and the power steering. Disc brakes in the front to be more specific, so of course you are getting a safe automobile and a fun automobile at the same time. But as for now though, we are just going to get it turned around and up on the lift, so if you have a moment folks, please stay tuned with us to see the underneath.